Hello everybody and welcome to the final part of qualifying for the final race that marks the 40th week anniversary of the Simraceway Sunday race-off. Now we've seen some brilliant racing with the Mazda Furai around Silverstone today, and sure, it's about to get even better. We've got the 14 of the best drivers here today getting ready to battle it out over 12 laps of action, so really can't ask for much more than this. We've got a great track car combo which demands the best out of the driver. We've got tricky conditions, we've got a track which really can throw the very best of drivers off guard. And we've also got a qualifying session which is looking extremely close at the moment and is currently headed up by none other than Anxiety. He's currently on a 147.1, 5/10 up on Shadow Bounty, then Lounger and Stuntman Mike all within the same second. 7/10 of a second separating the top four is not a bad statistic at all, as we have 4 minutes left in the session. Stuntman Mike P5 just moves up, Crazy Buzzy still 6, Jamie 1 7th. 8th place there is Seacom, and 9th place will be currently Norby 211. So 3 minutes and 45 seconds left then until we find out who will be sat on the first spot of the race. And the question is, more importantly, who's going to be the man when it comes to the end of this session? Who's maybe going to start on the inside line, because arguably it is the favoured option going in towards turn number one. Very tricky fast right-hander. The thing is here though, you don't want to be starting on the outside. Pole position's great, it shows you're the fastest in the session, but you have to get such a good start and swoop across. And we've seen already here today that these cars are very difficult to launch off the line. Drivers are struggling left, right and centre to get themselves in such a position where they can sweep across and maintain the lead through the opening complex of corners going in towards the loop. And right now, it's seeming like to me that the inside line going in towards turn one is going to be the best option for these drivers, which is currently headed up by Anxiety. Shadow Bounty is 0.1 seconds in front of him in terms of the race to pole position. It's them, you've got Lounger who's 0.182 behind, Jamie in 4th, AGO 6 in P5 and Stuntman Mike in 6th. Crazy Buzzy sits 7th with Seacom in 8th, Norby in 9th place after what was a very impressive run a minute ago, Severio 10th, Baxter Gaber 11th, 12th Mr. Jolly and 13th is Sean 24. The entire field separated by just 2.5 of a second, so not that much at all as we go in towards his final stint. So let's just see then who's going to be the man who's going to be commanding the field in just a few moments' time. We've got ourselves 1 minute and 49 seconds left until we find out the answer to the question. And right now, Shadow Bounty still looks to be the most commanding, but not by much. 400ths of a second is now all that separates P1 and 2. Lounger sits nicely in third, Jamie in fourth, fifth AGO sixth, and sixth Stuntman Mike. Any of those guys really have a chance. We've only got two drivers in a 146. Varty barely making it in with a 146.999. So now it's time for the rest of the field to try and play catch up and see what they can do in the remaining 3 minutes or so of this session. So Shadow Bounty looks like he could be the man to clinch pole position. 400ths of a second at the moment. It's not safe at all. He's not guaranteed to have that pole position. He needs to try and get himself as high at the field as he can right now, in all honesty. Get himself... Oh, he's got a nice comfort barrier, and he's going to get another lap in as well. You just saw there, the session's about to end in 1 minute. He will get another lap starting now. So if he doesn't improve... Oh, and he does! He just lost it down. Now what happened there was like Varty improved. It was down to 300ths. Shadow Bounty sets a new session best, and he's now 2.1 of a second up on Varty. That is the way to do it. He's still got another lap to perform as well. So looking even stronger now for Shadow Bounty. Let's see what he can do then as we just go in towards this final minute or so of qualifying. What can Varty do in retaliation? He won't get another lap, and he's too far away on the circuit, and he needs to get a rocket now towards that start-finish line. Otherwise, we could be in some serious trouble. Varty will be starting on the inside line. It's going to be very hit and miss if he does get another lap. I don't think he will. He's just approaching the old national pit straight now. And so through the old turn one, through Copse Corner, and now it's going to be very, very interesting to see how well he can hold on as he goes through Maggots and Beckett's. Jamie 1, currently P3 at the moment. He's also on a lap, but let's take it. Oh, Shadow Bounty's in the pits. Shadow Bounty didn't improve. It is 0.2 of a second then. Let's keep an eye on Varty. Varty really is not that far away at the moment from getting himself a pole position as he goes in towards those final few corners. Once again, we know how crucial they can be today. They've challenged the very best. He goes through Club Corner now and back onto the international pit straight. Question is, will this be a time? He sinks down to third. Lounger goes fastest in a dying moment, and Varty does it as well by 1/10 of a second. Lounger out of nowhere took pole position, and Varty snatched the moment of glory from him in the dying moments of this qualifying session. Varty takes the pole position. This race could not be closer on paper if we tried. AGO6 crosses in P4. Crazy Buzzy is also just finished. Stuntman Mike P7 needs a big lap here then. Only 600ths of a second away from a good result. And he stays P7. Seacom stays 8th. And I believe that is the end of the qualifying session. Norby's about to finish his. And that will mark the end of it. Savario, where will he place? 13th it is. And Norby stays 11th. So Varty with a very late move takes pole position by 1/10 of a second. Lounger beats Shadow Bounty by just under 100th of a second. We'll be right back with the full race. Here we go then, 25 seconds until 12 laps of action are about to undertake at Silverstone International Circuit. My name's Liam Jenkins. I'll be calling all of the action for you across the board as we get ready for what could very well be the most exciting race on the bill tonight. 13 of the finest racers and a qualifying session separated just by a mere few tenths. We now wait the lights. Crazy Buzzy revving up. He's ready to go. Let's wait and see. We've got 3. We've got 4. We've got the 5th red light now. And we're racing at Silverstone. Shadow Bounty was about to bog down. Jamie got very sideways there. Almost made a little bit of contact. And that could have been vital. But they stream to turn 1. Buzzy's all over the place. And there's off Severio. And almost a mirror of what we saw at the American Le Mans Series race at Baltimore. 3 or 4 cars off at turn 1. And we are going to get a restart, I believe. So a second chance for a couple of drivers to get themselves back in the swing of things. So now we should be ready then. Another unfortunate event there, and drivers claiming why the restart was there, but pretty much a mirror of what happened at Baltimore today. For those of you who've watched the American Le Mans Series race, you'll know what I'm talking about. Massive pile-up off the line. As now we get ready again, Buzzy revs up. We've got the tyre smoke, we've got the adrenaline. It gets through the driver and onto the throttle as we have a race now. Daniel again doesn't bog down. It's Shadow Bounty that was bogging down. In towards turn number 1 again now, and Bounty almost clipping the back of Buzzy. And this time the rest of the field making it through. We're cleaning. No, we don't. No, we don't. Mr. Jolly is on his roof again. We've seen it with an Evo, and now he's turned it into a Hot Wheels machine. Wow. Mr. Jolly's car has been completely destroyed. He's claiming for a restart, but with only 1 car involved, I can't see the appeal being really put through. Shadow Bounty receives a penalty. That's just as much as the admin can do, unless there was half the field that was involved. As now the rest of the drivers try and sort themselves out into some kind of affiliated order. And look at that as well. We've got... Oh, we're forward now and off into the wall goes Stuntman. There's a wheel off. There's a wheel off Stuntman Mike. And he truly is 3-wheeling. Mike is out of the race. Stuntman Mike 24. 14th place has gone crazy. Sean is battling with everyone there. We've got 4 cars. Oh my goodness me, this is absolute carnage at Silverstone. We haven't even got to the end of lap number 1 yet either, and already Agvarti's got a 1.1 second gap, escaping all the carnage which has gone on in front of him. And as the rest of the field make their way down in towards Vale and Club for the first time today, it's going to be Agvarti that leads them round. Lounger's not too far behind there in P3. And you really can tell the drivers are on the very edge of the limits today. And look at the very back of the field. We've got a great battle there with Severio and Sean 24. And they make their way into the loop, and Shadow Bounty's not happy. In another incident, and again Shadow Bounty's car has been turned into a... Oh, looks like the rear end of a McLaren MP4 12C, in fact, without the spoiler. Oh, it's AGO! And that's got to be a penalty, surely. I'm not sure if that was intentional. It was an unsafe rejoin of the track for sure. There's been more contact in this race alone than WrestleMania 25. As Agvarti really is taking the aggression to another level, but not with other drivers, but to the tarmac. 2.0 seconds now in front of Seacombe. Lounger P3, Crazy Buzzy 4th, Norby P5, Janu sits in 6th at the moment. Nice three-way battle there with Baxagabus, Severio and Sean 24. That's the battle over P7 at the moment. A nice three-way one there. And it's been a very exciting start, to say the least. There's been a lot of action. A lot of drivers upset about this one so far. And you can, don't forget, you can join in with all the race chatter at simraceway.com and then press on the bright yellow chat button. You can talk to the drivers, the fans, and anyone who's a member of Sim Raceway. There's a nice little battle behind there. That's with Sean24 and Baxter Gabers. I don't think that's for position though. Baxter Gabers trying to make his way through lap traffic, I think. Yeah, indeed he is, and that is not really the most ideal situation. But somehow it's all sort of calmed down now. Drivers are kind of starting to settle themselves down. But still Anxiety leading the charge at the moment, 2.5 seconds. Seacombe second, Lounger third. Fourth place is Crazy Buzzy, fifth place Norby 211, sixth is Jamie, seventh Severio, eighth Sean24. Ninth Baxter Gaber at the moment. Those guys are really starting to get themselves on now. Bit of a leaving track there for Baxter Gaber actually, but I think a few drivers just need to try and cool down, take a breather and reflect on what's been a very tense opening few laps. But look at Lounger right now, he's trying to get his way through Seacombe. That is a battle for second position. Goes to the inside, very difficult spot as Seacombe's obviously going to sweep across, and unfortunately that is the case. He couldn't really do much else there. And I think at the moment that those drivers are starting to just slowly fizzle out now. There's not a lot of aggression. The battles have almost detensified, if that's a word for one. Norby and Jamie starting to get a little bit closer now in the battle for P5. We're a quarter of the way through this race and it's still Anxiety who's leading the way at the moment, now gaining 2.5 seconds upon everyone else. Seacombe second, third is still Lounger. These guys were a little bit closer earlier on. Aussie fourth, Norby fifth still, and the field starting to separate out a little bit now. Distances starting to accumulate between the drivers. AG06 crosses the line at the very rear end of the field. Trying to keep an eye on the battle with second and third at the moment. That is Lounger and Seacombe. They were getting very close together once again. And this time Crazy Buzzy's dropped back, so Lounger fancies his chances at maybe trying to take second place from Seacombe. We're starting at number 5 out of the 12 here now. And Lounger's really starting to up his game a bit. We all know what he's capable of. He's proved himself again in recent weeks. I know we said a lot here at Sim Raceway, but really, it's always a proving ground for these drivers as a practice, just in case that they get themselves involved in a little bit of a championship later on. Lounger's really starting to get himself in a nice swing of things right now. He's inside the podium positions at the moment. He would love to get himself into P2, 2 tenths away from Seacombe at this stage. And there's a big chance to be able to pull that one back as well. And Severio also still holding up a little bit of traffic there, in fact. That is Severio and Sean24, so they are battling for position, I believe. Only Sean24 is in a bit of a weird predicament at the moment, trying to get through. Lounger and Seacombe also trying to sort themselves out. Severio's got himself a stop and go. Shadow Bounty is officially out of the game then. So a quick run through of the orders. We're about to get to the halfway point of the race. It's Axvarti that leads from Seacombe. Third place Lounger. Fourth Crazy Buzzy. Fifth place is Norby 211. Sixth place Jamu 1. Seventh Severio with appealingly a stop and go penalty. Eighth place Sean 24. Ninth back Sugaba. 10th place AGO 6. And out of the race are Shadow Bounty, Stuntman by 24 and Short 24 as well, along with Mr. Jolly, who unfortunately was our first major incident of the day. Axvarti's got himself 4.2 seconds now, and of course, one factor aiding that is going to be the fact that Seacombe and Lounger are getting very close together very quickly as well. Their battle's starting to really pick up some pace right now as tense times roll on. You've really got to wonder, if you're in Lounger's position, how hard do you push? We're barely hitting the halfway stage, and the last thing you're going to be doing is putting your lead in jeopardy over the rest of the field. You know the rest of the field is spaced out. There's been quite a few incidents. Seacombe and Lounger though still reluctant to give up. Lounger through Maggots and Beckett's he goes. And Lounger does carry a lot more speed through there, I have noticed. And now look at the run Lounger's got on Seacombe, and that's going to be a very important move. He can make it stick. He's over the curb and Seacombe takes advantage. Lounger carries more speed. He can't capitalise on it though, so we're officially over halfway in this race. Lap 7 out of 12 just getting underway. And it really is, as there's notes in the chat, Alan W5 has just said, it's lightning in a bottle, and he could not agree more. The bottle is very fragile, hanging off a cliff, and the lightning is about 10,000 volts. This could not get more tense. Oh wait, yes it could. Crazy Buzzy is right there. He's reeling these guys in at an unreal pace. We could potentially see a three-way battle for third and second position, which would be an incredible way to end off. What better way to sign off 40 weeks of Simraceway Sunday race-offs than a three-way battle for second as Lounger again on the assault. And again it doesn't pay off. And again, Crazy Buzzy starts to gain. Closer and closer each time. He's creeping up the back stairs. And look at that already. Crazy Buzzy starting to become the hunted. The predator has become the hunted. Lounger under a lot of pressure from Crazy Buzzy now as Seacombe tries to escape into the sunset and start lap number 8, but he's got a little bit of work to go yet. Lounger, oh, he's spun it, no, he's in the rear end! And Lounger's race has come to a disappointing halt. He's down to P5, Norby goes up to P4, he's all over the place now. And Lounger needs to get himself back going again. And that is such a blow, I think, to poor Lounger's race. He's given himself a big gap now to catching Norby again and getting himself back up with Crazy Buzzy and Seacombe. Great news for Crazy Buzzy. He's got himself such an amazing chance now to get himself within a podium chance. He's just going to try and catch Seacombe, but we've seen it today already, especially this circuit and this car combo. Catching is one thing, passing is another, and that is definitely the case here. Crazy Buzzy is under a lot of pressure. And look at this already. This is going to be possibly one of the most intense battles we're going to see today. The battle for second place, as the rest of the drivers are almost in their own little battle with the tarmac right now. Everyone's separated by a good few seconds or so. Baxter gave a P8. 4 seconds adrift. Severity 4 seconds behind the car in front. Jamie and Lounger aren't that far away. Jamie can just get his game on. I'll tell you, I'm not sure it's just me that saw that, but Lounger's engine looked incredibly hot back then. And I'm not sure if it was just me or if it was cooling off or something, but Lounger was not looking in such a promising position. You can't blame him really. He's down to P5. He's obviously going to be pushing the wheels off that car. Axvarti still leads 6 seconds in front of Seacombe at the moment, almost 7 in fact. The lap difference 5/10 that time round. And in fact, I tell you what, Crazy Buzzy was 3 tenths quicker than Seacombe. He's coming, slowly but surely, he's on his way. Give it time, Crazy Buzzy is creeping up the back stairs. Lounger and Jamie also starting to get a little bit closer together now, so the field are kind of closing up on each other. The draft here at Silverstone is obviously one of its main factors. You've got the huge Wellington straight, the Hangar straight a bit later on in the circuit, 2 prime overtaking spots. Then you've got the old National Pit Straight and the International Pit Straight as well, making 4 chances to get yourself a nice run into a corner to catch the car in front of you. That is what Crazy Buzzy's got right now. 0.6 seconds behind Seacombe, that is it. 8 seconds behind Agvarti, but he is slowly bringing him down. Let's just try and see what Buzzy can do then. As we say, we know catching is one thing and passing is another. But sometimes it depends on the driver. We've got Lounger and Jamie still in a bit of an encounter there. We'll try and keep you updated on their lap times as they come across the line. Let's see what Crazy Buzzy and Tegan can do in relation to Axvarti, as he sets a 1:46.7. So obviously the next man we need to try and keep an eye on is going to be Seacombe. He comes across the start-finish line now, 1:47.6. And a 1:47 flat again there from Crazy Buzzy. So Buzzy is looking again much stronger. Let's see what Lounger and Jamie, a 1:46.9 from Lounger, a 1:46.6. 2 very similar stories developing, it seems. Jamie getting a little bit sideways there as they go through the loop, however. And look at this as well, Buzzy. Let's take him on board with Crazy Buzzy, I think, because he's definitely getting closer. Bit of a kick, though, as he came down the old pit straight once again. We've got 3 more laps to go here at Silverstone. And they really are going to be quite interesting. How hard is Crazy Buzzy going to push as he goes through Cop Corner? And Seacombe is coming under pressure. It's got to be said. He's going over the curb a bit there. Drivers are slowly starting to fade a bit now. They get a bit fatigued at this stage. Jamie and Lounger again also getting so much closer right now. They come down the main pit straight to start lap number 11. The penultimate lap of the race is underway then. A 1:46.7 and a 1:47.1. Jamie is all over Lounger, and surely Lounger's going to be defenceless. There's not much that Lounger can do as Jamie gets closer. Again, a lock up there by Lounger. Drivers are struggling today. They can't get this car slowed down in time. It decelerates so quickly. And every driver is having issues with it, it seems. Back in the battle for second. Seacombe still currently heads it up. Crazy Buzzy's lost a little bit of time, in fact, there. Jamie 1 is getting a lot closer to the Lounger, though. You can see what happens right now. They come down the old pit straight. And now like Jamie's going to run. He can't drive through Maggots and Beckett, surely. He backs out of it, and very sensibly so. You've come 11 laps into the race. Don't throw it away now. And he's trying to get earlier on the throttle. You can see him eking for power, trying to put the foot down earlier. Up to 180 miles an hour down the Hanger straight, and Lounger is under pressure. He goes defensive on the inside. Jamie struggling again, cannot get through. Exactly what he needs, though. Lounger's just got to hold the inside line longer and longer and longer.
This is the final lap. Keep it going.
And now as we start the final lap, let's take on the battle for second. I think it's pretty much all done and dusted, in all honesty. So the main battle. Oh no, Jamie's gone wide! And Lounger has escaped in the distance. So that battle has come to a close. And as far as I know, I can't see Crazy Buzzy actually catching Seacom unless there's some sort of error. No, he's about 1.4 seconds away, and I can't really see that gap coming down anytime soon. They come down the old pit straight for the final time today, as Anxiety is on his way already through Maggots and Beckett's for his final time. And now Anxiety again, trying to be the best he can. He's got 8.7 seconds. He does not need a comfort zone. Intervailing Club then for the final time. Is there Innovator a collar over? Is there a new king of a Sunday race-off? On the 40th edition, 9.5 months ago it started. And here we are. Anxiety is your winner for race weekend number 40 of the Sunday race-off. And he will be so happy with that one. Seacom, a great career best in second. Crazy Buzzy, a fantastic effort in third. Norby, brilliant job fourth. Lounger finishes in P5. Severio, is he going to hold off Jamie? This is the battle we've been waiting to see. A couple more laps and it could have been Baxagaber there as well, but I think Severio's just about going to hold on. He does indeed. Severio takes P6, Jamie takes 7. 8th Baxagaber, 9th place will be Sean 24. 10th place AGO 6 and 11th. And out of the way, Shadow Bounty, Stuntman Mike, Sean, and Mr. Jolly. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. It has been absolutely brilliant to call these last 9.5 months, and I hope I call another 18.5 months. It has been a real pleasure. Thank you so much to No Fear C for providing the, well, scintillating cameras is the only word for it. A great job there for doing that. And to our race admin, Kosako, as well, for making all of this possible. Here's to another great year, guys. Simraceway Sunday race-offs. Let's get to 100. Thank you so much for watching. From myself, Liam Jenkins, we'll see you next time.